Oh. Do you have any of them strange days? Off the cuff, I tend to call them Nelly days, you know. Strange sort of days. Days where nothing really seems to go right, obviously. You know what I'm talking about, obviously. You've sat through this show. Oh, no. No, but Nelly days. The Nelly days where you get a phone call and you pick it up and it's an obscene call from the speaking clock, that sort of thing, you know. Oh, especially when you thank it. And, or you buy one of these sweaters for that black Irish, it's called Guinness. And it's got a big fat toucan on, I think, or a parrot, I'm never quite sure. And you end up with all this white mess all down the front of your trousers, and people think, oh no, certainly not good for you. And things like that. Or where things never seem to work for you, like paper towel dispensers, or, for me, a disaster on Nelly days. You know, I walk around with sort of, Nelly, and it's like you sort of pull down, pull up to pull out, and you go, right? And you get a corner of the paper towel. Or conversely, 46 of them all over the bog floor. Sometimes 92 of them, and you've got to pick them all up. Or I've often wondered, am I the only man who doesn't use the little slot provided in his Y-front? Now, that's the thing, honestly. It's baffled me because there is a little slot in Y-front. If there's any women who don't know, Y-front, a little slot in the Y-front. Now, this has been built in. It's a degree student has put that there. It's for, obviously, a purpose. Postal deliveries type thing. I never use it. I'm more of a pull it across kind of guy. I must admit, lads, we're fairly lucky with Y-fronts and things like that. You know, women, women suffer. Women have got protuberances here. And they've got a hard job buying things to cradle them in, you know, A cup, B cup, we're lucky. We've got protuberances, but they're quite nice down there, hitting the way. Just think if ours were that size. Walking into the shop and saying, a pair of Y-fronts, double D. I've been trying to get into a B cup. I just can't manage it, actually. Have you ever wondered why God gave women breasts when men seem to need them so much more? Have you ever thought that? See, women don't really like breasts. Be honest, that is, they stick out. You can't fold your hands properly. You can't play snooker. You're useless at snooker. But men, you show a man breast, he becomes a muppet. And it really proves to me that God is a woman, you know, because to give breast the very sex I didn't want them, but now they've got them, hands off. You can give it a touch, they'll do. They'll do. They'll tweak, they'll do. I'll hold them, you jump up and down. What do you think? What are that? Obviously, we men spend all our lives trying to put these arms on them breasts. Wouldn't it have been sensible to put them in the first place and have done with it? Hello, Harry. Hello, George. Oh, forget the Pope. This is great fun, this, man. Think when wrestling rugby would be. Scrum down. We've had one. Let's get on again, lads. Erica who? Get up. And you know all the breast is? All the breast really is, it's perfection by nature. Perfection. It's a container for milk. That's all it is, let's be honest. And yet man, the male actually on the planet, has set himself up on this planet to be the greatest inventor on this planet. Everything comes from this brain. So therefore the question must be asked, why are we left with boring milk bottles? Let's have milk bottles breast shaped, that's what I say. Semicircular with little red tops, you know? And the same sort of texture that'll knock at the spuggies when they come to pinch it in the morning. Then the men can spend all night putting the bottles out. Oh, I'll be in a minute. I found that TVRs are actually an amazing guide for us. You know, because in our life, you know, the threats to our society are not necessarily Margaret Thatcher or Ronald Reagan or that Russian guy, you know what they call him, Andrei Popov.
I cannot believe that name, Andrew Popper. Because it sounds like, Andrew Popper. You know? And they got funny names. It's like that guy in Zimbabwe, the Reverend Kane and Banana. You can't catch somebody serious. You know, hello, President Banana. Me, Mickey Grapefruit. Give me pomegranate. Jolly orange. Get away. You don't feel a statue yourself. No, you can't catch them seriously. But these are the threats, not the threats to our way of life, as I think the biggest threat to our way of life in our society, even now, is that.
Underarm stains. No, the shock's hitting you. Now, before television came along, that used to be called sweat. Did you not realise that? And if you didn't wash, it was manky. If you did wash, what the hell? Nobody put the nose there anyway. It didn't really matter. People didn't come up and say, hello, you said, get your nose out. But that's the biggest set. That's why you get all this violence at football matches. It's not because the people are naturally violent or the football is naturally bad. It's because people can't express themselves. One time, people used to go to football matches. They used to go, goal! Not at Middlesbrough, but a place where the play football. Goal! Now they go, oh shit, underarm stains, I'm sorry. Up comes a thug, he hasn't got deodorant on, punch, and that's what caused the trouble. And the kill is, it's a con we've bought, it's a euphemism. They're not bothered, these advertisers, about underarm stains. It's the stains they can't mention on the telly. The big ones. The ones down there. See, they can't come on the television with a pair of wide fronts and say, look at the skid marks on these now, Dad. True. All adverts are false. Look at all these adverts. You see these people, they get out of bed after 8 hours, they've maybe been on the drink the night before. They get into the bathroom and they never ever use that bathroom for the purpose it was built. Nobody piddles on TV adverts. They clean the teeth, they clean the dentures, they pluck tomatoes, all of that. Nobody piddles on the bog. I don't know why they advertise toilet cleaner. That bog's never been piddled in for 20 years. You can eat your dinner out of the toilet, man. Spotless. Or how many women do you know when they get into the bath or the shower always seem to hide the boobs? Like that. How many women do you know take a camera crew with them actually when you think about it? But in all this fantasy world, they do try and show reality. There is a point to it all, to con you again. Like adverts for beer, they'll show you the man drinking beer so you can identify. You know, drink a pint of Brown and be a man. They never show you the same man after 12 pints of Brown, do they? When he's becoming an amoeba, you know. I can fly! I can fly! Washing machine adverts, they'll always show you the washing machine, but it's always the woman gets the washing machine. It's never the bloke. You never see the lass saying, darling, I bought you a little present. What is it, beloved? It's the Zanussi twin tub. Oh, what? Picking that, I wanted a pint. Where'd you get the money? I sold you pigeons. Christ almighty! The advert I love is that milk chocolate one, the milk tray. You've got this Wally skiing all over the world. How he gets his gyro, I have no idea. I've no, because he's certainly not working. I don't know how he gets it. He's skiing here, he's skiing there. And he gets to this lass's house, just walks in, nonchalant, never met her, a box of chocolates, pet, doesn't see out, doesn't even have a quick, peek, how like that? Gets back on his ski. In fact, you never seen him take his skis off. He could still have the skis on, but he get... That's probably why he doesn't do out. He gets back on his skis and off he goes. Hi-ho! On his way home, what should he pass? An avalanche! An avalanche! Now, he never stops to think, I better go back and tell that lass there's an avalanche coming. She wakes up, oh, black magic! He's killing women off by the dozen, that blow, man. But at least they show you the product in its fantasy reality. Every advert shows the product. Every advert but one. One. Can you guess, children? Toilet rules. Seemingly in our country, to advertise toilet rules, we need a little dog bugging around with 3 mile of it wrapped around its neck. Now, I don't let the dog in the toilet, and remember here, I don't let it in. Let's be honest with the bog roll adverts. We all know what bog roll's used for. It's not for blowy noses or sweaty brows. It's for bums. Let's have the bloke sitting on the bog, squeezing his head. Oh, come in, come in. I'll be with you in a minute, do you? As soon as I finish this Rubik's Cube, I'll get here. Oh, yes, I always use Andrex. I want the day, but the dog's pissed off with the roll on the way. What do I use? I use the dog, that's what I use. I've always been fascinated by things called pseudosciences. And if you know what pseudosciences are, basically what they mean is that the people inside these things believe them to be a science, and the people outside them believe the people inside them are a bunch of pseudosciences. Like palmistry is a pseudoscience, reading the lines on one's hand. Now, I can't really believe that. I can't believe that these lines foretell my future. Because that means if I get a nick there and don't know it, I could have died yesterday and not find out for 3 days. Phrenology, that's another pseudoscience. Phrenology, that's reading bumps on people's heads. Now, you've got to be a loser to get the bumps there in the first place, haven't you? What can they tell you apart from duck? Keep your head down, son. Oh. Spiritualism is another one, spiritualism. I actually went to a spiritualist meeting, you know, and it was in Sunderland, and I knew there was something not quite right when I got there. Because I kept wondering, why is a ghost coming back to Sunderland, actually? I mean, so you've got the whole world to pick from when you're dead. Acapulco, Monte Carlo, Giggleswick even. You've got the whole world. I've got a pudding of a ghost like Sunderland. And his name was Red Cloud. Now, I don't know if you realise this, but Sunderland is not renowned as a reservation town, you know. We killed the Indians off 100 years ago. And also, it was a square table. I thought, this is not right. It should be round. And, of course, when I got the corner, when Red Cloud appeared, I jumped up, my future disappeared anyway. I've never been there. Another one is astrology. Astrology, the stars foretelling one's future. Well, I can't believe that just because the stars are in a certain pattern, my future is predestined. I can't believe that when I was born, my mother, who likes stars, was trying to find out, you know, oh, Jupiter, well, I'll have them over here. Oh, there's Saturn, oh, bugger it, I'll come up. You know, come down off the wardrobe, Mrs. Elliot. Get yourself down there. Well, I'm not sure. So I can't really buy the sort of astrology and things like that. But there is one area that, well, it's going to be important to all our lives. It's an area called biorhythms. Biorhythms. Bio-rhythms. What does it mean? Obviously, because I'm the expert. Well, bio from the television means clean. And then you've got rhythms. It's a good band. There are 100 happy Catholics. And we've all got them. Everybody in this room has got biorhythms. You're sitting there laughing, you're saying, right, you've got them biorhythms. Mental, physical, emotional, we've all got biorhythms, and they're very important. Now, you're looking a bit sort of blaze, so if I may say so, blaze. In fact, you're looking a bit funny, actually, but never mind. I was just imagine your physical biorhythm was a bit warped when you came in tonight. A bit, well, it is actually, warped. And maybe you're just picking that glass up there and you think, I'll just have a noggin of wine here, sirrah. You drink the wine, you miss your mouth, you spill it down, and you go, oh, like that. Hit him right in the face. He thinks, hold on, kidder. Because he's obviously a Geordie. He sticks a nut on you, you say, watch it, you hit him in the face. He then kicks you forward, you land on the stage, I will kick you. If you land on here, I will kick you. Not allowed on here. See, you shouldn't have come out tonight. You see, this is important. Be careful of this one in the front. Anything can happen down here at the minute. So biorhythms are vitally important. And the nice thing about biorhythms is that we all have them. Men have cycles. Not rallies, you know, but men have cycles just like women, you know, and beneath all these bumps and protuberances, men are basically the same as women. That's it. Men have cycles just like women, except men's work out cheaper. And I think this is important. Now, these rhythms really set you up for the good days and bad days in your life. And you all remember that you have these days. Like, you all remember good days. Usually when you get into the bed, you know, you're thinking, well, you're getting into bed, you're cocking the leg out of the bed, just in case you thought it was an impersonation of an elephant. Chipperfields might be watching, it might be a cold winter next year for me. Just as you're getting into bed, just as you're getting into bed, that's 3 times you got into bed, I'm still talking to you, I'm sorry about that. Just as you're getting into bed, you think, what a great day I've had. What is the use of knowing you've had a good day at the end of it? You could have took the shift off and missed the bugger. But you all remember the good days in your life. These lovely good days where the sunlight shines through a chink in the curtain onto your little face and you go, oh, good morning. And you jump up out of bed thinking, oh, I'm happy. Oh, I'm happy. Oh, 6:30, what am I doing up? Oh, I'm happy. And your partner says, come back to bed for sex. And you say, no, taste buzzer's on. Oh, I'm happy. And you walk down the street and you tell people you're happy. I'm happy, Pillock. No, I'm happy. You get on the bus and the conductor doesn't take your fare. Money in the pocket. Oh, I'll give that to Oxfam. No, not to buy a pint. I'm happy. You walk into work and the boss says, good morning. You say, hello, twat, and he goes there. Real happy day. Well, you only have 3 of them a year. Remember that. 3. 4 if you're a Catholic, but 3 normally. The days you have most of are the opposite days, the bad days, the pit days. And these always sneak up after a good day. They con you, they trick you. You're so keen after a good day to get into the next good day. You think you set the alarm early. You think tomorrow I shall conquer the world. Or go into work, one of the two. And the alarm goes off and you leave out of bed, yes! But sometime during the night you've tossed, you've turned, you've had the occasional nightmare. Let's listen to the words and the commas. You've had the occasional nightmare. And your right leg has got twisted in the bottom sheet. So as you leap, your leg remains. And your groin stretches by about a yard. Bad days, but do you remember? No, you get up, you turn on the cat through the window, or you might have been drinking the night before and there's this carroty substance on the floor. Good morning, voila, disappear, under the wardrobe. Who put the wardrobe on the wall? Bad. Women have bad times on these days, lads. Because the brain and hands never get together. Motor action goes right out the window. So lipstick goes everywhere but the lips. Up here, down here, hello. False eyelashes give them a receding hairline. You know. Beauty's supposed to come out like leopards. Humdala. And front fasten and bras are a disaster for them. Because they can't simply, can I get this? Can I get this thing? I think I've had breasts here. I don't know. That's not mine. It must be, obviously. End up with the straps across the ears, you know. Good morning. Do you want some waffles, dear? Another place is the toilet. Now, the toilet actually is a jewel place because on a good day, it's perfection indeed. It's the perfect place to start the day. It's a necessity normally, but to contemplate, to muse. And on a good day, it is that. So you can be washing in the sink and the soap will accidentally slip out your hand. It'll rise gracefully into the air, prescribe a gentle arc, and fall back into the basin. Hello. Yeah? Not in a bad day, though, is it? No. Up into the air, straight in the bog. Oh, Christ. But just as you reach to get it out, you think, I haven't flushed it, never mind. Okay. It's even worse if it's your toothbrush, then you knack it all morning. Shot as rabies. And I suppose that men have probably marginally worse days than women on these days because men have career instinct shoved at them for so long. They must get to work. Nothing, oh, look at the time, must get to work. The bedroom decimated. Hiroshima all over again. I must get to work. Look at the time. The wife hung herself on a bra. She's wafting in the breeze. I'll cut you down later, pet. I've really got to get out here. The bog is like a horror movie. You know, down he goes. Suds everywhere. Down! Bring back the princess. And must get to work. Cut themselves on a Philly shave. What am I doing? I've got a beard. I must get to work. Into the trousers, rip the zip up, and the world stops very quickly that morning. The morning you play statues for 3 hours. Ah, look at all these lads laughing, lasses. Look at them all, because they've all done it, every one of them. Willie trapping, my God. There's not a pain in the world to compare with Willie trapping. And I've done a lot of research into Willie trapping, I'll tell you. Because with this belly, it's potluck every morning for me. It's a hell of a risk. But you know, lads, in this age of equality, it's a pain that we as men should be proud of. Because it's a man's pain. Only men can trap their willies in a zip. Women cannot trap willies in a zip. They'll do it for you, but they can't actually. I think it should be the next Olympic Games. Willie trapping. Let David Coleman cock that comedy up, you know? And it's also a chance to nail a lie that's been put around for too long, that it is women who have got the higher pain threshold rather than men. It's not true. Sorry, girls, you got to back up. Back up. Boogie up. Childbirth, bar. Heavy constipation. I've been there, I've had that. Willie trapping is numero uno. You see, it's a two-way pain. It's physical. Jesus, is it physical, yeah? But it's also mental. Because no matter how much you think about trapping it in the zip, the realization suddenly dawns on that you've got to pull the zip back down again. And all the time you're thinking about it, the pain doesn't go away. Oh, God! Why me? And it's no use screaming from the bathroom, lads, to you, alas, I'm trapped in the zip! Women, set yourselves right under the phone. Mother, he's trapped in the zip again. Or going down to the hospital with a Mac neatly folded in front of you. Saying to the nurse, it's man, struggle nurse. Must be a man, doctor. Because the nurse is not daft, a Mac, a high voice can only mean one thing, can it? It's a Willie trap! Gladys, Nora, Wendy, come on! All these nurses around you like a wolf pack, you know? Let's have a look. Ooh, revenge! Ooh. Look at that, what? Ah! a funny thing for me was school days. I find school days quite an amazing thing. Probably you've all got some experience of school days. I went to an all-boys Catholic grammar school, which, not wrong with that, boys Catholic grammar school. I was taught by priests who used to whip you on the bum with leather straps. They kept telling you that God loved you. And after about 2 days, I really couldn't give a monkeys for God, actually. Just kept fancying this vicar down the street. And amazing place. But the one thing that came out of my time at a school in Sunderland, the grammar school, was I developed this, which will surprise you. I developed this fascination for linguistics. Now that shook me, linguistics, because I'd never seen a ling. I don't think lings exist in Sunderland. If they are there, they're eaten very quickly. And I decided at an early age to try and broaden my outlook. Obviously, I succeeded in saying that, but the idea of learning language, because I think it is important. I think you'll agree with me, sir. I think, of course, he will agree with me. Because I really believe that language is probably the best means of communication we've got. Now, I don't think anybody in here will disagree with that. Obviously, I couldn't do this in semaphore. Well, I could, obviously. I'm getting as much laughs as if I was. Anyway, the thing is, I find language is such a wonderful thing, and I try to learn language. I try to learn all the languages. The Scottish language, but it's so expensive. It's so expensive. What's that word? Thank you. And Welsh, I found, well, I still can't believe Welsh. I'm glad they've got that on channel, actually. But where they write the word CYXMF and they call it a word, I can't believe that. It sounds like something you need a linkers for. And but they do say the Welsh are just the Irish who couldn't swim. Well, that's true. I tried to learn German, but it hurts your arms. I don't know if you've noticed that. So it suddenly hit me. I thought, what am I bothered about? I shall learn the language of romance. Oh, hello, walking to the set of the good old days here. There's the camera. No, the language of romance. French, that's the language. Je t'aime. That means a hat. Do you know that? I know a woman who's got that with a nuclear CND symbol on. She's waiting for the bomb to hit her. And so je t'aime, all that sort of beautiful language, the superb language. And I thought, well, that's the language for moi. I thought I should get into it more. And you see, before I ever went to France, well, it's not France, you see, most English or British people call it France. Pretty pig ignorant, if I may say so, because it's actually Francaise. That's how it was. Well, no, if you're a ling, that's how you pronounce it. And before I went to Francaise, I actually thought that these Francaise, these people, were basically thick. I honestly thought they were thick and stupid. And they are not. Don't you ever believe that French people are stupid. When I got to Francaise, it was kids of 3 and 4 walking around speaking French. 3 and 4, you know? 3 and 4. Obviously, I thought it was dwarfs. I thought, bugger me. And worse still, some of them could even laugh in French. Now, that's very difficult. Because to laugh in French, you've got to get this lip up to your nostril. You And so I thought, I must get to Francaise. And I went from New Haven, across on Le Ferrier, of course, and across Le Chanel, which women put behind the ears, you know that. Creatures, women, but you'll find out more about them later on. And I landed in this lovely little fishing port called Dieppe. Now, I found Dieppe, it had something that even in English you can't pronounce, even in French. Now, what's the Spanish? Je ne sais quoi. And I thought, this is what it's all about. Anyway, I left Dieppe. Sadly, we left Dieppe and we got on. And I went down well, it's not a road in Francaise. Funny people, they've got routes. And auto route, because that's French for car. You didn't say what type of car you got, what type of auto. So it's funny. And I went down the auto route. I went through Rouen. Which it was when I left it anyway. And no, well, on the boat I've been drinking brown ale, eating peanuts, and just as I left, a tackle of le flatulence. Le pump out of it. Anyway, I finally ended up in Paris. Now there's a definite thing where British people muck it up. You call it Paris. No, that's cement. That's cement, you see. Paris. It's Paris. Paris. See, the French are very much like the Jews, really. They cut the last two syllables off things. See, look. Paris, see, not Paris. Like Newcastle up in Paris and France, it would be Newcastle. So, Sunderland. Hartlepool. Air up in Scotland would be totally knackered, I must find out. Where'd you come from? What? What? Anyway, I left Paris, I went down the autoroute Solihull, Bonnie, through Lyons, oh, sweet. Axes on the Provence, oh, Tresmott. And to get in the wine country, I think that's what, you know, I mean, it's all, but you've got it all, the wine country. See, he's coming up to your castle and say, well, we're in the brown ale country. Doesn't got that sort of ring to it, that's it. Sitting in a little bistro in North Shields drinking a pint of brown. Oh. Go on. Ooh. But just to sit there and I started Bordeaux, you know, and I just sat there. Bon Rouge, Bon White, and another Rouge, I think, actually. And then I left there when I went right through and I finally came to Court Arthur. Now that is the place. Sadly, Whitley Bay comes up for a second. It was lovely. I know this has gone out nationwide, but I'm going to give a plug for the North East here. And but I found out there's a lovely little resort called San Tupperware. Oh! My heart in San Tupperware. Still fresh. Anyway, the... all right. You'd tap it out, wouldn't you, really? You tell me to get on the telly. Wow! This is just a rehearsal. Anyway, the... But the thing about San Tupperware, which shook me, all the women, les mademoiselles, top me. And I was shocked. But after being there a while, something struck me that I suppose it's kept, because I realised I had been very sexist. I'd been a sexist pig, la cochon sexiste. At 6 pigs. And, oh, I'm really enjoying this. And I thought, my God, you see, you've been looking at women as sex objects just because you like breasts. And it's only probably something from birth. You know, I was probably coming to contact with a breast very early on, and it's affected my life. God knows if my mother had sadness. Anyway, the thing is, that's 3 things, and I haven't got around to it yet. I said to myself, I said, Mick, you know, because I speak to myself a lot, as I'm proving tonight, and I said, Mick, you know, really, breasts are like men. That's not to say men are tits, but that breasts and men come in all shapes and sizes. Why should you worry about them? I was on the beaches at San Tupperware. I saw a woman with little tiny breasts. Little tiny breasts. Little table tennis balls. And I said, they are definitely breasts. She's walking over a couple of gerbils, but they're definitely breasts. I saw a woman with enormous breasts. I thought, oh, definitely breasts. Salvation Army, that one. And I saw a woman with the breast suit. Breasts came out of the body. Out. Great for swimming, but definitely breasts. I even saw a woman whose breast crossed over. Actually crossed over. I thought, well, if a guy went from Newcastle who was cross-eyed and saw that, he'd think he's in Lourdes. But there was definitely. And the kill was, it wasn't the woman who you'd think would be the posers on the plages, the beaches, plages, bit of words in. It's the men, the women are quite natural breasts. But it's the men who are the posers, especially these Italian. Yeah, I tell you, the little tight bums. Bronze body, bum like a pineapple, Well, a grapefruit anyway, but depends if you're suffering. But anyway, it's a grapefruit. That's it. And they're all giving it all this, the body, How about this? Flashing the Brum. I didn't have a cat now, it sounds me. One Adonis hour there, and sort of me, sort of Cyril Smith meets Godzilla, And they've all got these little black things on, kangas they call them, little thing there. They string up the bum. Up the bum? That's got to be uncomfortable, I thought maybe it's pie, I don't know. Pasta. And they're all posing in front of the women like this, giving it like that. And they've all got stick-on vasectomy scars down here, you know what I'm saying? Stick-on vasectomy scars, haven't we? Stick-on vasectomy scars for the man who still has everything. But I was on the beach, I caught with that, but I was on one plage, as I say, I was on the plage. I was on one plage. And I'm lying there, with one at nature. And I stood out, the Marks and Spencer's Cossio and things like that. Just where they put the MS, that knows me. But anyway, the thing is, not mention CNA, but anyway, I was lying there and I looked around and I knew something wasn't quite right on the beach. I knew something was out of order. I thought, Michael, something's out of order here. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, luckily for me. And I looked around, it suddenly dawned on me, Norman, everybody on the beach was bollocks knackered. But except what? And I was the one who was embarrassed. Me! British woman Cossie rule Britannia. And it was women, top and bottomless, top up pants and around, like Crufts, And the men, they're dangling around. It was like a vacuum cleaner convention gone berserk, Oh, there goes the sun. Whoa! And I just couldn't bring myself. I just couldn't bring myself to yank me Cossie up. I'm not like that. I'm from Sunderland. I mean, you just kind of go boom. Unless somebody passes and you think, oh well, I'm not bad. I don't know. And I thought, well, I can't. So what I did was, and it's a tip for all the lads here, I went for a swim, a little le dip, swimming around, got up to about here. So they can't see. Oh. And I'm standing there like that, and I still couldn't just go, whoop, here I am, France. And what I did was, and I think it was a bit of a gem, this, I took big steps, really big steps. Now this was good, 2 points. It created a sandstorm effect around me. So it hid everything I had, but it also gave people the impression that something might be dragging. Now I've got there I am, on the plage, one for Britain. Long live Farringdon. And I'm lying there, all natural, the sun's rays bathing me bodies. I'm just lying, and of course the very thing had to happen, didn't think, guaranteed, sunburnt Willie. See, the French crowd, the French sun as well, people around the crowd's going, ho, English Willie. Peel thoughts? Then you are now. You see, the trouble is, you cannot escape it, lads. I'm sorry, no matter who you are, from Hartlepool or Wigan or Sutton Coldfield or Cold Harbour, you'll get a sunburnt Willie at St. Tupperware. Lying on the beach all natural. The big trouble is, you see, when you're lying there, well, let's see. Now, you cannot really rub yourself down with Ambria, so that's the trouble. And you certainly can't get your friends to do it for you, that's 6 months. I stand here on this skateboard of life, I'm reminded that this particular time of now is very much like the time when I actually left school in the 60s. I was a child of the 60s, very much like it is now. Unemployment, definitely unemployment, and Tory government actually, and very much like what we've got now. But I was actually one of the lucky children. Now, I had the benefit of a grammar school education. Now, there's probably people in here tonight, and those listening at home, never went to grammar school. It's not your fault. You didn't go, but I did. And I was lucky enough at this grammar school to achieve O-level success. Again, probably some of you haven't got O-levels. Don't feel as though you're a failure. You are, but don't feel. You haven't got them, and I have. I've got two. English and religious knowledge, which means I can talk to priests. And when I left school, what I wanted to be was an engineer, at the shipyards. And I went down to the shipyards, and I says, I've been to grammar school. Oh, they said, come in, have a seat, have a cup of tea. Thank you very much. I says, of course, I've got O-levels. Oh, have a biscuit. Donkeys. Says, what have you got? English and religious knowledge. Bugger off. Go and mend the Vatican clock. Yeah, get out. Good. And the only job I could find for my talents, really, was because of my size, was on the building sites. Now, building sites are unique places. I know there's probably not many lasses in here who worked on a building site, unless there's anybody called Ivinsky in here, and maybe some lads probably haven't, but it's an amazing place, the building site, and I got a good job. And they gave me this wheelbarrow full of cement. It was all blup, 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 and it was great because I tossed bricks in it and went blup, and spilled over, blup, and you could wobble it up and down, you know, and sometimes spilled some on your jeans so you could walk on the bar and pretend you're a man. Pint, please. And when that one's set, you just wheel it somewhere else and just left that. Can I have another wheelbarrow, please? Because that one's finished. And the foreman come and he says, look, man, I want you to take that barrow full of cement up the side of that house. I said, well, no, that's not quite how I see my job, actually. Creatively speaking, artistically, I'm very happy here. I feel as though I'm doing something for my soul. And he threatened to do something else with my soul. I tried to lift the wheelbarrow, I couldn't lift it, never mind run up the side of a house with it. So I was demoted, I was took off the site and put into the cabin. Now, the cabin on a building site is the pits, as John McEnroe has often said. In come the lads to kick the door down, hi-ho, hi-ho. Pull the tablecloth off, you know, handkerchiefs. Tossed all my tea out, got a paint bucket, emptied the paint out, put all my tea in, swung it round the head, slurp, 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 down to the pub. I am left then with a tip. Well, I thought, this is my hands, the fingers down to the bone. This has got to stop, this is too much. And I couldn't get away. So, see, I was stuck in the cabin. I tried everything. And the only way you can get out of the cabin, to get back on the site, is if you're cooking so bad, one of them complains about it, just one complaint, says, I think this is crap. Or words to that effect, like, you know. Well, I don't know what non-grammar school boys say, but you get the idea. If he says that, you just whip your penny off and say, well, you think you do better, the job's yours, pet. They would not complain. I tried everything. I put coal in the pie. Oh, her knife. Crushed the inside as well. Oh, great. I even peed in the soup. I peed. They drank it. This pea soup, I said, no, it's leak. Still out. No way, it couldn't win. Oh, man. And then, Big G shined on me. I was out in a field near the cabin. I was writing some poetry. And I wandered lonely as a hod, things like that. If I was a JCB, And I nearly stepped into the answer to my prayer, because there it was, on the floor. Probably the finest cow turd I had ever seen with these eyes. It was round, it was cylindrical. Well, one of them. It was like a finely turned camembert. Oh! It was so good, the flies were queuing up to look at it, you know. I thought, this is to answer my prayer. Thank you, Lord. I picked up that pasture pastry and I rolled it back to the cupboard. And I found a wheelbarrow, I shoved it in, and I made some really nice short crust pastry, because I've got the hand. And I covered it, rolled it out nice, and progged it a bit at the top. Prog it at the top. And then I borrowed the night watchman's teeth and crimped it all. Now I put that in the oven for about 6 hours. Now that's gas 7 or regular 350, 360, whichever you're happy with, highly suitable, until the crust risen nice and firm and proud. Now I've got one here I did before the show started, actually, and then cameraman again. So I brought it in, and in come the lads, you know, hi-ho, eating apprentices. I says, lads, I've got a surprise for you after your dinner. Oh, women, that's none. Oh. I said, it's pudding. Oh. Well, you know, the dinner lasted about 8 seconds. Wolf down. And this big Geordie lad, he gets the pie. Greedy, piggy eyes, eyebrows too close together, not to be trusted, probably Protestant. And he whacked his trowel, because somebody pinched the pie slice. I didn't know where it was. I'd lost interest. Whacked his trowel in, and it wasn't a mouth he had, it was like a yaw. Jaws was first made up of shields, actually. It's his mouth, and he jammed it in, and he's chewing, and he's going, flies all over the place. I says, you like them raisins? And suddenly he stopped, and his face went kind of puce, and the steam came out of his nostrils like a turbine, you know. He went, ah! Isn't that goat turd pie? He said, it's nice though, you know. You cannot win, I'm telling you. You cannot win. There you go again, making me happy, making me happy all of the time. There you go again, making me feel good, making me feel good, since you've been mine. Used to stay home at night, eating me chicken, and drinking me drinking, then going to bed. I used to stay home at night, now we go dancing and some romancing, staying out late. I used to be so miserable, but oh, I did enjoy it. Then you came along and made me smile. I built a sadder world and then you came in to destroy it. You drive me wow, 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 wow. There you go again, making me happy, making me happy myself so depressing. It's driving me mad.